Yeah,
Which is similar, right? So when you were saying too many opportunities, Joshua, right? That sounds to me like classic shiny object syndrome.
Yes and no. I'd say in the beginning of my journey, it was definitely, bright, shiny object, because I didn't have the courage and conviction and, frankly, the chops to know that I could do it.
Right.
Now I know I can do it.
That's right.
It's no big whoop. I've made and lost millions multiple times in my life. I've been a multimillionaire now on the fourth go around in my life, where I've made and lost, made and lost, made and lost. It's not a question of if I can do it. I'm not scared of that. But now it's more of a question of, if I, like what's the right thing for me right now?
Right.
And because I have that confidence of knowing what I can do and knowing what I'm good at, and also my basic framework, or my beingness, if you will, my identity is I can learn anything, I can do anything, I can conquer it. And because I've had the success now, I actually believe that, right?
That's right.
So sometimes that doesn't, it's like what you were saying earlier. I think it was it's a Chris Rock routine, brilliant, but he said something about you can drive with your feet, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
It doesn't mean that it's to be done.
Exactly. So,
but the thing that I have religiously done now is morning journaling. I don't start my day until I get that down and get everything that's floating around in my head, where I can kind of coach myself on paper. And
how long have you been doing a regular journaling practice?
Well, throughout my life I've done it, but never stuck with it. And so whenever I'm working on something, I'll do the journaling and I'll get the ideas, and then I'll fill up, like, when we were a member of the Genius Network back in the day.
Yeah.
I filled up the Genius Elegant Ideas book that Joe gave us. And
right.
So it wasn't consistent, though, when I needed to write things, and then I was always more creative. But for the last, I guess it's almost 2 years now, I've been doing daily discipline. And it took me probably about 30 days before, of daily doing it, but I just promised myself I wasn't going to miss it. And it's been awesome. I mean, it's been really, really beneficial, to the point now where I miss it. Like if I'm even late, like if I don't start at like 10 minutes to 7 in the morning, I'm like, what's going on? Like I'm jonesing because I'm like off kilter.
So what are the 3 biggest things, if you said to boil it down to bullet points, right? What are the 3 biggest things that consistent journaling has really done for you?
Well, right now, the biggest thing is that it gives me an outlet, so that I'm not carrying around all the stuff in my head and trying to make heads or tails of it and worried that I'm going to forget something or leave something out or whatever. It gives me a place to document that. And for me, it's a lot about documenting the ideas and working on expanding the ideas that I have and evolving them. So it gives me a place to talk about things like this. Mm-hmm. And but not worry if I don't do it in the time that it's immediately on my mind, that it's there, it's captured. I can choose to go back to it. I can choose to work on it or not. Mm-hmm. So it gives me freedom, peace of mind, that type of thing.
Cool. So I've been trying to start a daily journaling practice, and it's been suggested to me from so many people that I admire and respect and would otherwise listen to, but I've been very resistant for some reason to actually doing it. I mean, I write emails, no problem. What's the difference, Yeah. So I don't know what my resistance has been, but I really want to get over it.
Yeah, I was resistant too, because mainly, and maybe it's both of our personalities, that we don't want to be tied into somebody else. Like, it's okay if we make a ritual for ourselves,
right?
But we don't want to be beholden to somebody else's rules.
That's right.
For us. So I think that's a part of it. When I first started, what I did is I just wrote, like free writing, you know. And I just identified with it. Like, look to reframe it to anything. And I focused more on the process than on the outcome. Like I
Right.
didn't have to come up with brilliance, and it didn't have to be breakthrough shit, and it didn't have to be like, oh my God, you know, this is so incredible. I
Right.
just wrote, and whatever happened, happened. And my goal for the first, like I said, 30 days or so was just the process. Just go through it, you know, set it up. And I think it was after watching Elizabeth Gilbert's brilliant video uh, on Genius
Mm-hmm.
and Olay. If you haven't seen that, look it up on Olay on YouTube. I think it's there. It's definitely on TED Talks if you're a member of TED Talks, and it's just brilliant. I mean, I've watched that probably 50 times now, and it's simultaneously inspiring to me um, uh, and had me in tears at certain points, and still does at times, because it just not in tears of sadness, but tears of joy, because it just resonates with my heart. And uh, the thing that really stood out when I was starting the journaling process is that she said that she has discussions with her muse, and that her, you know, she's like, well, I showed up today and I'm doing it. If this comes out shitty, that it's on you, because I'm here doing my thing. So if Mrs. Muse, Mr. Muse, if you don't show up and do your part, not on me. I'm here. I'm writing down. I'm taking, you know. And I was like, oh, that's a cool reframe. You know, like I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm doing my job. My job is to be here. And so I did that. And you know, for a while, I didn't even read any of the stuff that I was writing, because I didn't want to have that pressure, right?
Right.
And then when I did go back and start reading the stuff that I was writing, I was like, some of this is pretty damn good. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, it surprised me, you know, and like that. So
That's awesome. That's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to get into it. I've been working with this really, really great counselor that's been teaching me about energetically connecting with people, and about shifting my perception around love, and all sorts of stuff. And he's been really wanting me to be journaling a lot more, and I haven't been willing to do it. And so I think you're one of many extraordinary individuals that I know that do journal on a regular basis. So that's something I think I'm going to start doing. So
yeah, and what give yourself a break too, right? Evaluate it in 30 days. Don't say that I'm going to do it forever. Evaluate it in 30 days or whatever, and say, is this serving me?
That's right.
Like, do I want to continue this or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sky Blossoms just said something really kind of cool. Believe it or not, your vulnerable shares about divorce struggles inspire me, because relationships is my area of expertise. And you reminded me once again that what I offer is much needed. Yes, it is, Sky. And, you know, that's another problem that I think we should write down, at least that's coming to mind based upon what she just shared with us, is that we forget what we're good at. I call it the stupid human trick, right? What's your stupid human trick?
Mm-hmm.
And because it is a stupid human trick for us, and we take it for granted, we forget to continue to do what's working. And that's also why I use what I call my WMN compass in my morning journaling once a week. And I just did it this morning on been doing it Sundays, is I start the day with what's working. And I try to do like 2 pages of what's working, all the positives, all the components, what's missing,
Right.
and come up with a much smaller list of that. And then I've been disciplining myself, where I used to come up with 100 million what's next, and I would do it all by Tuesday, right? Now I limit myself to a maximum of 3 to 5, and I try to keep it under 3, actually, of what's next, so that I can actually accomplish it within the next week's time frame.
That's right.
And so that reminds me to stay focused on what I am gifted at and what is working. And so that, you know, because oftentimes when we're not looking at elements of, you know, for entrepreneurs, or really anybody that's achievement oriented, the tendency is to immediately look at all the challenges and all the things that you need to overcome and figure out, the solutions and problem solving, right? And so the aspects of starting with what's already working so that you don't forget to stop to continue to do that stuff.
That's right.
Because oftentimes you reinvent the whole thing. I'm guilty of this. I know, Telman, you're guilty of this, where we stop everything that's going and we start from the ground up, all over again, and we forget all the stuff that that we've worked through, that we're really good at, that we're gifted at.
It's true. It's true. It's very interesting. I love that. Honestly, I love that process. Like, I don't know. That's the challenge, is I love starting stuff from the ground up. I totally love being the underdog, and especially when I'm working on something where I have no idea how to do it, where I have no experience.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody, and I have to start from scratch and figure something out. That's my idea of an absolute.
That's your whole beingness.
So it's so frustrating so it's hard to keep things going. So I've started so many businesses. It's very interesting. So I'm trying to embrace.
That's the way. It's no accident that the name of your company is Overcome Everything, right?
I know.
That's your whole way of being.
I know. It's very funny. So on that note, a couple of things. First of all, everyone that's just joining us now, we're here to talk about the challenges that you're having as an entrepreneur that are preventing you, or seem to be preventing you, from making the amount of money you want to make, growing your business as fast as you want to grow it, living the lifestyle that you want to live. What's standing in your way? I'd like you to type it into the comments right now. Anything you can think of that are there are significant challenges that you're facing now, or significant challenges that you faced in the past as an entrepreneur, that are very real and stop people from achieving their dreams, from doing the things that they want to do.
Darren just pointed out a really astute comment, and I have to agree with him 100%. I don't know if he was asking or just making a comment. He said, what are you good at?
Right.
It's easy that what others, strangers even, say that you're good at, and we're often blind to it. And boy, am I guilty of that, for sure. And yes, other people see it much easier than we do in ourselves, because to them it isn't a stupid human trick. So they're like in awe of what you're doing, and we don't even think about it, because we're like, well, what's the big deal about that? That's no big whoop.
I've been doing that since second grade.
Yeah, right. I mean,
right.
And then the tendency is that, well, everybody can do that, right?
Not so much. Not so much. It's true. So please share your struggles and your challenges. And what we're doing is we're making a Google Doc based on your comments right now, and based on the ideas that we're all brainstorming together, so that we can create more live streams and more videos, really drilling deep and giving you guys strategies to deal with what you're actually facing right now that's messing with you. So please put in your challenges and struggles to the best of your ability, and we will do our best in order to address them in upcoming videos.
Jacqueline just asked a question about the journaling. Said, she said, do you have a theme for your daily journaling? Sometimes, and sometimes not. It depends on, what's evolving for me personally.
That's right. Very cool. That's pretty cool. People aren't getting all excited about letting us know their area of expertise. I think maybe people got a little embarrassed when we started putting folks on the spot.
Well, they may never have thought about it.
What's that?
They may never have thought about it, because when I first started thinking in terms of this, my initial thought was that I don't want to. I'm good at everything. I don't want to limit myself, and I was scared to own up to what I'm really good at, or what my stupid human tricks are. And then the other side of it was, I just didn't even know. I mean, I just didn't even know until I started talking to people. I think I probably did it with you when I first joined Strategic Coach, and I sent out the emails, and I started asking people that I respected what they thought my unique ability was.
That's right.
And what's my stupid human trick? I call it stupid human trick. And there was a pattern that started to unfold, and then I started to think about, that makes sense. That tracks.
That's right. That's right. Very, very cool. So got some 99 days, folks. Awesome. Got a few comments in there. So that's cool. And I feel like we got a lot of good challenges out on the table here today. We got a document started. A lot of folks shared with us what some of their internal and personal challenges are. And yes, Sky, that's the way to handle it. She says, thank you. I was thinking of 1.5 million excuses in my head as to why I'm not doing my daily streams, and decided to just accept your challenge, period. Sky, just in case you were wondering, you're awesome, and that's how it's done.
And just so you're know that you're not alone, Sky, when Telman first asked me to do this, it was 3 years ago, and I said, nope, not going to do it. I don't want to. And I had all the excuses. And then this time I'm just so happy to be in activity again, in action again. And just gives me another format to work out the thoughts and get good.
That's right. That's right. Cool.